TV turned on. Not that it matters, that's just for us. Somebody have the remote?
I do.
Oh, there it is. I got it. All right, this is the select board workshop for Monday, April 14th, 2025.
David, I will watch the meeting home, taking the agenda home with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
be careful. All right, do we have things we need to talk about here?
Well, we never touched base on B. Hansford's letter about the septic system that she sent.
Okay,
She had wondered if there was information that was available from the previous, when was it, Debbie, 2008 that you found?
That's what I believe so.
Yeah,
yes.
was it documents that you could send to me or send?
I don't think I found that. I don't remember even what I saw. Jen, I'll have to look again.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, I'll look right now.
yeah, okay, I know there's some stuff in the back room. Yeah, actually, why don't we go take a look?
Sewer study, yeah, it's in 2008.
And what
But
is,
what I'm seeing is shopping guide, ad, and they must have been transferring funds for sewer. Yep. They were transferring funds for sewer.
was there a study done by a?
Yes, there was a study,
okay.
yeah, there was a study. Well, let's look at the 2008, 2009 town report.
Would the study actually have been in that report?
I don't know,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why.
Was she just looking for a copy of that report?
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
2009, but I do not have.
I sent you the email, didn't I?
I think so. I remember.
My understanding is that the town has already compiled quite a bit of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was way.
About the septic system requirements. If she had access to this, she could maybe look around a bit.
I know it was before I started in 2010.
Here's the paper warrant and payroll is on the other leaf here.
Okay.
There we go.
I went through it online, so.
To see if the town will vote to authorize the selectmen on behalf of the town to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the town of Newfield Fire Department, the town of Limerick, and town of Effingham Fire Department for fire protection for the ensuing year. That is Article 29.
Yeah, of,
Article 29 of the September 12th, 2009 warrant.
okay. September 12th, Article number 29. Oh, wow.
I'm not sure how much of that is applicable.
Okay.
And there may be more back there.
And did you
I
find this in the
don't know
planning board room?
No, it's in the back, I can show you.
In the back, wow.
Yeah.
What else is back there?
Oh, probably some good stuff.
Yeah,
David, I just found the article on, to see the town will vote to authorize the selectmen on behalf of the town to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the town of Newfield Fire Department, the town of Limerick Fire Department, and the town of Effingham Fire Department for fire protection for the ensuing year.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2000, that was in the annual report for 2009.
Yeah. And we didn't end up with anything then.
Yeah, and I don't know what the vote was or what the minutes were for 2009.
Doesn't even matter. We never had an agreement, never had a written agreement.
Oh, okay.
I can tell you, in my tenure,
Yeah.
which is since 2003.
Yeah, I haven't seen one either, so. So, okay, I'm still looking for something else. No, and what they had for reserve, Jan, back in 2008, 2009 was sewer treatment plant reserve.
sewer treatment plant?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's when we were talking about putting in, or the possibility of putting in a system for the village. Probably on the box shop property.
Just a septic system, not a sewer treatment plant.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
Although, that was talked about also.
Wow.
That close to the river, you'd have to do some sort of treatment.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do a septic.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
I
have
know that they-
treatment.
It's possible that land is far enough back. I do kind of remember. Well, anyway, I know she was curious about looking at information. Would it be okay to say we have these documents here?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Those are the only
Okay.
we have,
Uh-huh.
so they should not go out of the office.
Correct.
Yeah.
Septic study. It was Oliver Associates.
Oliver, yeah, there's
Oliver,
no
yeah.
I. There's no I, it's
Um,
Oliver, O-L-V-E-R.
Yeah, and they spent, in this budget year, $6,860.
For the study?
Well, this might just be this one year. I'll have to find, I don't have 2008.
Well, that's okay, the study is what's important, not how
Right.
much was spent.
Yeah.
Is that Oliver?
No, this is
No.
just an interesting,
Oh, that's
I was
just,
stuck in it too, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's over.
there's Oliver.
Yeah.
So it might be, I would look in the 2010 warrant, which I do not have, but I'll get it tomorrow.
We've got the study here, Deb.
We have it. I have it.
Oh,
David just brought the whole thing in.
well, I was looking for what the study cost.
It doesn't matter. The
Yeah,
cost is insignificant at this point.
It's the-
history of the Parsonsfield-Keyser Falls sewer system. Some 30-odd years ago, the Keyser Falls Village had constructed a sewer system to the area.
Yeah, sewer being the key word, into the river. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the whole village
Yep.
was dumping into the river.
Well, that house that was just recently bought next to the bridge that goes over to the island still has its septic dumping in, but, or did.
Really?
Yeah.
Those were supposed to all be replaced. I mean, the town got grants, but what do I know?
Surface water through storm sewers, also the effluent from 20-odd houses, apartments, and a dozen business establishments. Then discharges all waste untreated into the Ossipee River.
Doesn't that just sound appetizing?
That, and the system functioned well,
Oh, I'm sure.
with minimal maintenance,
Unless you're.
and with little concern,
Yeah.
until the Water Quality Act was passed.
Ah, darn.
Wow, that is crazy.
Well, it's established practice. I mean,
That is amazing. The date of this goes back into the 60s, I think, this report.
Do you want the air on
I'm kind of comfortable right now.
at
I'm not too.
77? You should be comfortable.
I was gonna say, it's ungodly hot in here. I don't know if that's what you're saying to turn it up, but,
It's right behind you.
oh, it's good.
Turn
can
it
open
on
that.
right behind you if you want
You
it.
can open that window if you wanna.
Oh,
If you're okay, then, I mean, you've got your vest on, so
Yeah.
until you take your vest off, I don't think you need to turn the air on.
He's telling you how to dress.
it's fashion over function, dude.
Ah, is that it?
Something like that.
Wait till you get my age, you'll learn it's just the opposite.
Well, I was going to come into my overalls. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Hey.
There you
yeah,
go.
covered in sawdust, but.
Okay, so you good with that for now, Jen?
I think so. I'm gonna
Yeah.
let her know that there's
Yeah.
documents here if she wants to review them at any time, and,
Yeah.
and, you know, if, what do you think about, you know, if she's wanting to do any research on grants and funding, I say, go for it, knowing how involved that becomes, if, you know, if that's something that she wants to shoot for.
On the town's behalf?
Yep,
Um,
I mean, that's what her, that's
I
what.
guess I would wanna know what it was first. Let's see here.
Yeah, if this is something the town would be interested in pursuing, I'm happy to do all the necessary research to get estimates on costs, funding sources. Nothing that, it says, did not have the state, there is state funding. My goal would be to seek enough funds so that taxpayer dollars would not need to be sought. Ultimately, it's up to the board and the town. And there may be more money out there than there was back in 2008.
Could be.
See ya. Drive
All right,
safe.
Debbie,
Yeah.
take it
See
easy.
you
Yeah.
later.
Enjoy
Gonna be
enjoy
here
it.
tomorrow?
I am.
You are?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I have another Zoom with the, again.
Okay. And I will watch the meeting. I'll send you, Jen, anything.
Oh, okay.
Anything's bad, I'll send you.
Okay, I'll keep my, text me, it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just worried about issues with someone else acting on behalf of the town. But, I mean, if she can just let us know what she's applying for. Then
Okay.
it's no different than,
I have a feeling she won't be applying for anything. She might be just doing research on what's available.
oh, fine.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Researchers,
Yep.
yeah,
I mean, if she's
absolutely.
applying for anything, there'd have to be, you know, town sponsorship,
Mhm.
really, so,
Mhm.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did we ever, we talked about that children's fair at the Hiram, at the Ospey Valley Fairgrounds. Did we, they were looking for a letter of support or just period support. I don't, was
They
that?
just
any-
want to use our socials to promote it,
Oh,
which I mean, I don't know that that's something that we do.
Yeah, we might want to look at a policy on that. When I was keeping track of things, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Just as a general
Yep.
practice. I don't know if that's the best way to go, though.
Right, because I think it's something, like if it's a nonprofit something, or, you know, I could see, but
I mean, I kind of do that with my Youthful Maine, right? I have them put it on social media, Facebook page, website.
well, but that's an event here at the town. Like,
Right.
that's a little,
Right.
if this event is neither in the town nor
Sponsored by the town.
sponsored by
Right.
the town. And I assume that the fairgrounds has to pay for them to come in to run it. Like I don't know how it works, but
Right.
it's like a company that's doing it.
Mm-hmm. I know that, you know, the organization, the Grateful Undead, does not do that as well. They don't take another
Yeah.
vendor's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if that's something we can talk about. I'd say at this point, though, maybe we wanna not do that. That'd be my feeling.
Okay. Easy enough for me.
Let's see.
Oh, so that email that I forwarded to you from Dan Davis, that last section, C, what's he talking about?
Let's see here. So what were you saying?
He labeled 3 items in his email, and C, the last one.
Yeah.
What exactly do you think he was talking about?
Nothing to do with us.
I think he was only letting us know about Eric, but I'm not sure what the first part of that is. But
Right, the 1099 and looking
Yeah.
at permits and regulations and
It's-
okay. Offered support to the town via a 1099 consultant basis.
So did Eric offer that to the town, or did the town offer that to Eric?
Oh, that's a good question.
Spoke with Eric, I think he left a few words out there. Spoke with Eric last week, and he was offered, or, and he offered. Either way, I mean, we don't control Eric when he's not here.
Right. But this looks like offered support to the town, but yeah, I'm not sure. I might just say, what are you talking about?
joined a webinar on the, what do they call it, the M3. It's like the meeting management for Civic Plus. It's like an add-on service that they have, just to see what it was, because if you have that, you can get it gives you a discount on the package with the website. So I was kind of checking it out to see what it was. It's something that's kind of way bigger than what we would ever need, but it's like an automated way of doing agendas and minutes, and so it basically it has a canned thing that goes out to everybody, and then you can add agenda items, and it automatically turns
Merges them.
everything into an agenda, and you can have like sub bullets, you can have, and it'll track, and then it'll takes that agenda, you enter the notes from the meeting, and it turns it into minutes.
Oh, so it's not AI that does it?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And so I was just looking to see it's something that's, I mean, it's very, very detailed, like way past the point of anything we'd ever need, you know, unless we all of a sudden had a giant population boom and things going on. But
Is that who would use it? A bigger town or?
yeah, it's,
With more departments in the.
Right.
yeah, it's lots of you have lots of departments and you have lots going on. Yeah, it would be, I could see how it would be beneficial. But yeah, it's not something that would be, but they did talk about other like agenda software out there. So I don't know if that's something we've ever looked into for doing, but, or how pricey it is or anything like that. But as we sort of move forward with I know that Deb has said that her time is coming, but you know,
Yeah.
just as a preparation for that. But
Well, I guess my feeling initially is that the agenda is contained within this room.
yeah,
We don't go out to other departments. I mean, I can do an agenda if that's all
right,
it is.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's certainly not difficult, and you know, I could see if you had a public works and a
Right,
parks and
yeah.
a police and all that, you know, even like a town like Standish, I could see, you know, where something like that would be beneficial to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, without that, it kind of doesn't make a ton of sense. I'm looking to see if they're going to do if they'll do one on the code enforcement one that we were looking at, the codification one. So they kind of have two. They have a codification one where they basically take your ordinance document
Yep.
and it breaks it down like section by section. And so when you search, it'll point you right to the section. And it also kind of keeps a history for you, so you can see if something changed in your ordinance. You can click when, and not only can you click when, but you can go to the agenda for the meeting where that was changed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
like it's pretty deep, like in
Yeah.
terms of that part of it. I haven't seen pricing on that one yet, but that or but and then the code enforcement they have similar where they can kind of track stuff, which I'm assuming is similar to that website that Jesse had sent you. Which name escapes me right now, but it was some sort of creative
Cloud permit or?
cloud permit. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious to compare all the costs of all these things side by side. The cloud permit, along with Civic Plus, along with, what else did we
Right.
look at? iWorks at one
Yeah.
point, and
Yeah, it's got to provide some sort of benefit other than just being a thing.
Right. What's that looking at? What's this?
There, it's official.
Hey, look at that.
Our entire history of Facebook videos are downloaded.
I downloaded, congratulations.
Wow.
It started
Wow.
back in March 31st of 2020. So I got back,
5 years.
yep.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So they
That's
are all
crazy.
downloaded. And then they'll slowly be uploaded,
Yeah.
16 a week for, in perpetuity.
Yeah. Wow. Thursday's workshop I won't be available because I'll be doing the food drive. Okay.
Okay,
I mean, I'll be here, but I'll be in there.
yeah.
Yep.
What did we schedule? We scheduled something today. Oh, the ATV club.
Oh,
They were gonna bring information on grants. Will you be here when, Thursday, Aaron?
This Thursday, yes.
This Thursday, yeah,
Yep.
okay.
What else do I have? Oh, called and left a message for the regional planner, still haven't heard back for the sidewalks,
oh, okay.
so.
Yep. Seems like there was something else about.
Lady at the state seemed excited to talk to somebody about it,
Okay.
the first person I talked to. She was like, oh, let me get you your regional planner. I said, okay. Tom Espinoza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. $1 million. He's going to come in on Thursday to talk about the municipal grant side of the ATV grant
Yes,
and just kind of get an idea of what we have to do and what he needs from us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we set that up this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just happened to be emailing him at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Well, better be safe than sorry. Thank you.
So remember how I was asking you about taking subfolders out and of my computer and rearranging them, and you said just drag and drop it?
Yes.
If I'm in the new Outlook, like there's a little tab you can go to the new Outlook,
Yes.
I can't do that.
Oh, really?
But in the old Outlook, I can.
Huh.
And it was a really convoluted process in the new Outlook to get your
I know I've
folders.
seen where you have to select it and then go to the actions and say move, and it'll ask you where you want to move it.
And even that wasn't working.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
There was you had to right click on something, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But then I went back to the old Outlook, and I'm like, oh my God,
Huh.
drag and drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it just is, I don't know if it makes it, no, I guess it wouldn't make any difference for that computer. It just seems like they have their little finicky traits.
Yeah, they got their quirks.
Mm-hmm. I liked your heating budget policy.
Stolen and pieced together from probably 3 or 4 different towns.
I
Yeah.
plagiarize all the time.
Yeah.
It's the only way to be, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the only question I think we talked about last time was just so I think it's because it's tough because it's not town funds, but it is town funds because they're giving it to the town. And
Yeah.
so one of the towns or 2 of the towns that I remember had it in there where it's required to be published who receives
Who receives that money?
receives that money.
And I think you put that in your policy too.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it made sense to me because if it is town funds that you're using, then there has to be some record of where it's going. And because it's not going, it's not blanket general assistance.
Right.
Then, it would be part of the town report.
I guess. I'm conflicted about that because I think if I were the person who had donated a large amount of money to be used for people who needed heat in our town, I almost would think that, that might be more confidential. Like, you guys give this to people that need it, but, I don't need to know who it is.
Right.
I'm donating it for that reason.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I paid for it either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because what was it? Yeah, because they have to first apply for general assistance. And then they would only be eligible for these funds if they didn't qualify
Right.
for GA.
And I do think in the way past, that's not how it's been, right?
No, no, people-
It's just been given to them for,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is probably a better way to make sure it goes to the people that really need it, or,
Well, and I think the flip side of your coin there about not wanting to know is, I also want to know that whoever's giving out the money isn't just giving out the money.
mm-hmm,
Like that it's actually going to people in need, people that,
yeah,
and that there is some sort of, if I'm giving the town $500 for this, then I want to know that it's going to somebody in need and not going to somebody who's, friendly with whoever's giving it out.
yeah,
And so it kind of creates that accountability on our end and of the person receiving the funds that,
yeah,
your name will be published.
right.
That you need these funds and that, so it's, someone who truly needs it.
Yeah, there's a paragraph, the second paragraph to the end. The recipients of monies from the Parsonsville Fuel Assistance Fund, since it's not confidential general assistance, will be subject to public scrutiny. Can we change that word, scrutiny?
Yeah.
It sounds so negative.
Yeah.
It's like, will become public information?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, will just be public
Yeah.
information, yeah. And you talk about meetings of a board or committee. I mean, that's the only place it suggests there might be somebody other than the general assistance office administering it. And is that really what you meant? I don't know that we want a board doing this.
No, I think I just left that in there because I didn't know how we would be, what would be the best way for us to
Okay.
kind of
To
determine.
determine it?
If you'd be leaving it up to the person who's in charge of GA, if, you know,
Yeah.
and so that would, I think there's more to it. I think that, you know, we'd want to set up a fuel account with either Village Variety and or, you know, several of the heating places just to say, just so we know that that's what it's being used for. So we, you know, we can say, all right, deliver 100 gallons to this person.
Right, which is what's done.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to prevent there being any, you know, concern over how it's being spent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it starts out by saying people that are ineligible for GA or other fuel assistance programs.
Right.
HEAP is like 2 months after application to get approval or denial.
Right.
Wow.
And
By then, you're frozen.
yeah, yeah.
Or other fuel assistance programs,
Yeah.
period, maybe? Or fuel assistance funds are just...
I say it has been for the last 2 or 3 years, and I can only guess it's going to get worse.
Right.
Now, telling the people they have to have applied for HEAP is appropriate,
Right.
I believe. And the GA side, so if they're not eligible for GA, yeah, I guess that part's okay.
Basically, the thought process is this is sort of the, you know, the last catch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you
Right.
don't qualify for the other programs, then
Mm-hmm.
we still have an opportunity to help you,
Yeah,
which is sort of what it's today, what it is today, but it's a little more formalized.
yeah, I think that's good, except ineligibility for HEAP, I'm not sure, is a good criteria, just because it does take so long. I think just requiring application to HEAP
Right.
is appropriate.
So if we got rid of the heat part of that sentence there in the first paragraph, where it says households that are ineligible for municipal general assistance, period.
Period, or other fuel assistance programs, period, or just get rid of that section?
Yeah, I get rid of the or
Okay.
Yeah.
section there.
Fuel assistance funds are distributed directly to the fuel and utility vendors for heating sources such as oil, firewood, wood pellets, kerosene, propane, or electric. Horsfield, established through generous donations to residents of the town, businesses.
How would we do the electric?
Hmm?
How would we?
They'd have to approve electric heat and pay CMP. I mean, that's never gonna be a problem because CMP does not and cannot shut off electric in the winter,
Mm.
so.
But I do remember somebody came in saying their bill was like $400, their electric bill.
And they get much higher than that.
Yeah, you've got electric heat, I'm sure it's
Yeah.
insane.
And you get people that don't have electric heat but have an electric stove.
Oh, yeah.
And that door is open and it's on high.
Or electricity for other reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the General Assistance Office, funds are generally depleted each year, so availability of funding each year is uncertain. Funding, depending.
Maybe something about that's interesting. You know, December through maybe April. I consider April a winter month, but
Yeah, again, this was
Yeah.
stolen, so,
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could even say, you could even argue that it's November through April,
yeah.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah, that sounds
Expanding that.
reasonable.
Mm.
First, the city of registered town office, schedule appointment or obtain application. Assistance is available. Moderate low households, particular attention to those households not qualifying for other fuel assistance programs. Need assistance. Yeah, probably get rid of that whole paragraph, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would.
And then residents seeking assistance must first apply for assistance through the General Assistance Program. Eligibility for GA will be determined, and those not eligible for that assistance may be eligible under the Fuel Assistance Fund. Recipients of monies, we went over that one. Decisions will be made within 48 hours or sooner, with fuel being provided as soon as possible for each new heating season. Applicants are eligible for up to 100 gallons. Again, I saw that in a couple different ones. I don't know if that, does GA limit, is there, like, does GA have a limit of 100 gallons? Is that why they would have done that on this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't know if that
Yeah.
was like a generally,
Yeah.
best practice.
Yeah.
And then due to limited funding, costs for emergency deliveries and priming will not be covered.
Yep. So, the third paragraph from the bottom, residents seeking assistance must first apply for assistance through the general assistance. Well, it's a lot of assistances.
It is a lot of assistance.
Must first apply for general assistance, I would
Let's
just
see
say.
if I can.
Which, where are you at?
The third paragraph from the bottom.
Residents seeking support must first apply for aid.
Okay, yeah.
Must apply for aid through the General Assistance Program.
And should we add and heat, or in the heat program?
I think Deb's not here, but I think they're required to apply for heat.
It might be.
But yeah, we should,
Yeah.
here's where,
Looking to see if they have any.
and show proof.
It's gonna be hard to show proof because most of that's done over
That's
the
true.
phone and all they get is an appointment.
And whoops, I'm changing the wrong one. Through General Assistance Program and through HEAP.
But then only the general assistance is used as
In
your
order
next
to be
sentence.
eligible
Yeah.
for any assistance in the future, you must do the following. Oh, it just says items that are checked. It doesn't, but HEAP is on it, but,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So added, aid through General Assistance Program and through Home Energy Assistance Program each year. HEAP eligibility for GA will be determined, and those not eligible for that assistance may be eligible under Hartsfield.
You know what's interesting, or what just occurred to me, is that we're requiring them to apply for GA. So by making people aware of who got the monies, they know that those people are GA applicants.
And that's,
that may
that is
violate some-
definitely a violation.
Yeah,
It'd be a violation if for GA, I could see if you had GA receivers, because general assistance is, receiving general assistance is confidential. But these would be people that are not eligible.
Yeah, I would guess GA applications,
I think
period. are
GA applications are confidential.
Yeah.
No matter if you're receiving or not. Those are usually kept in a locked,
Yeah.
normally, yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm gonna let that sink in, but I think that may be a problem there
Yep.
with publicizing.
Yeah, right there. So no information relating to a person who is an applicant or recipient may be disclosed to the general public unless expressly permitted by that person. Okay, so where's that piece? Recipients of management.
Do you know if our old townhouse is on the Register for Historic Places?
It is.
It is, okay.
So I just changed that whole paragraph about recipients of monies
Okay.
to monies from the Parsonsfield Fuel Assistance Fund will be dispersed and reported in the annual town report, though names of recipients cannot be reported or disclosed.
Sounds reasonable.
I think so. There's something in here about, I was just thinking about the townhouse and the, you know, how there's monies available for grants to restore old buildings.
Yeah.
But there was one in Monmouth that couldn't be restored because the community does not have a historic preservation ordinance in place. I mean, our comprehensive plan establishes the fact that we have historic places and that they're of value to the community, but we certainly don't have an ordinance, right? I wonder if that would have any impact on trying to get a grant to fix that building. It might.
Right.
Yeah, it just says that one town.
It's weird because some grants don't like municipally owned buildings. Some grants
Yeah.
want them to only be municipally owned buildings. It's
Yeah, that's out there. It's
There's a
all
lot
out
of
there.
different things out there for historical, and then I know the state. Well, that was on the ballot in November.
Yeah.
About the historic places.
Yeah,
About specific for municipally owned.
Right.
But I haven't seen anything come out about how that's being doled out yet.
I'm just reading what's just new on that too, and it's just about how they have to follow strict guidelines for even the materials that they use, and through a municipal historic preservation ordinance. Well, seeks to add property when designated history. Well, guess you could look at the grant criteria.
The wording on the heating system. Do we want to go over that before we? That way it makes it easier when we vote on it.
Yeah. Okay, did you send us that? Like, let me find it.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, last Monday.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about the heating. What were you talking about?
Yeah, the heating.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
the bid. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. I saw that. I had to put that on the agenda. I figured because we said we were gonna get that
Mhm.
one running.
Yeah.
Obviously not April 28th, but
You sent that on the 7th?
yes.
Why don't I have it? Mowing ad revised, furnace. Was it the ad for the municipal heating system and stove installation?
That's the one.
Okay,
Yeah, we approved the other one. I got that added to the website.
okay. Town business proposes one qualified vendors.
Should I put on there something about like if they want to come in and see, site inspections?
Yeah, because they would obviously have to in order to put a bid in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Part of this grant is doing an energy assessment and an audit, and they would want to look at that old building and see the potential.
For the town, for the townhouse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I do have another Zoom with them tomorrow, so I can bring it up, but yeah, why don't we rewrite it to the way that you wanna make it sound, and then we'll just go from there. I don't know what'll happen first. I don't know what comes first, the heating or the egg. And then if we had heat pumps, that would be so much part of the resilience, part of the grant.
Right.
Mm.
Heat pumps would be difficult, I think, given the size.
Given the size of the building?
Yeah.
And didn't push that out to May?
I put May 2nd
Okay.
as sort of, or no, sorry, June 2nd.
Okay, or
It's
June,
the,
okay.
Yeah, that's more reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to give people time to,
Mm.
if they want to come walk through, whatever. I put, to schedule a walkthrough of the current system, please call 207-625-4558, schedule time to walk through.
Do you know if there's any asbestos in there on
I
that
don't.
system? Okay.
We asked him, remember, when J.P. Carroll came through? Oh, you told, which one are you talking about? The townhouse?
Yeah.
What
I
do you-
know there's asbestos.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know,
but your ad is for this building,
this one is for this building.
correct,
Oh,
okay,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I know what it looks like, but who knows, I don't know.
The one at the old townhouse looks like just like a old residential boiler that
Right.
somebody stuck up there.
Mhm.
It's just an old forced air boiler
Right.
that, or a furnace that somebody, hung from the ceiling. Yeah.
It could though, I mean, it could have,
I mean, yeah,
Yep.
it could. I'd be surprised.
Hmm.
But yeah, the one here for sure.
mm-hmm,
So we do need to hold the one for here, right, until well, I guess we're just getting bids.
Right.
because
Okay.
we haven't determined, where we're getting the money yet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the grant that I was going to use for it is USDA. And those are the funds that got pulled from the state.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Or the grant that I was going to look into for
Yeah.
this. Yep.
That was, I had a Zoom today, and that was one of my questions. Is the
Yeah.
government funds. Mhm.
You note that the old stove won't be removed. Do you want to say something about the old furnace will be removed?
Probably ought to make that
Is
decision.
to be? And,
I did put in
Oh,
disposal of the existing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
should
yeah.
include
Yeah.
removal
Okay.
and disposal, right?
and then the sheet that I had put together, I had removal of the underground oil tank. I don't know
Oh, wow.
because that's kind of a biggie.
That is a
I don't know
biggie.
That was one of the TBDs
Whoa.
on the quote that we got.
Yeah. Yeah. That would,
I mean, it should at least be pumped
right.
and emptied. Well, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
biggie. Oh my gosh, here we are.
Yeah, we're here. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess our specification for the actual, similar to the sheet that I put together, can include stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That works.
All right, and you changed the date, you said to June 2nd?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh boy. When does Pam come back from?
I don't know, honestly. We're gonna be gone to that stretch, I think.
Oh wow, lucky them. Well, now that the lockers are gone, should we let Tom Winter know? I think he was going to look at the walls and you know, patch holes and do anything like that, so.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if he's gonna look at getting a cover made for,
There was
Over
talk of
those.
that, right? There was
Yeah.
something he mentioned about it.
okay, yeah.
I'll just throw an email out there to him and. Does that mean we have to paint the entire interior of the town hall? And choose a new color? I can tell you I'm really bad with too many choices. Can't do it.
When it comes to paint, that's certainly a problem.
Oh, yeah. Somebody did say it was some really unpleasant color.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just like, I never noticed.
Yeah,
But-
me too.
Mhm.
It's a bright, happy color. There.
Okay, I think we're gonna end the workshop. Give ourselves a 5-minute break,
Take 5.
and we'll be back with you in 5 minutes for the meeting, folks.